Hey there, and yet again I'm thinking of a topic for a YouTube video. I mean, how is that even possible? PewDiePie has over 2,497 videos as I'm making this, and I've made one, and I'm struggling for ideas. Somehow I'm not very creative. God damn it. So something that bothered me back in the day, and still bothers me a lot today, is public transport. Give me the time of this video to explain why. You might be thinking, how can public transport bother anyone? Well, if you're like me and you're awkward, it's literally hell on earth. So the first thing that bothers me is when you actually turn up to the bus stop. Now you're probably thinking, how can that really be a bad thing? Well, it's when other people turn up to the bus stop that really annoys me, because when the bus actually gets there, I'm too much of a polite, sensitive nerd, and I let everyone go before me. So I'll do these, like, everyone knows I do these hand gestures, like from my first video. So I'll do these like little hand gestures, like, no, you go first, it's completely fine, no, it's alright. And basically I've just let a load of people pass me, and I have to sit in line for ages. The even more awkward bit is when I do the hand gestures to let people pass me, and they don't understand the signals. It's like a plane signal. I've got to let them go through and like almost land them. I've got to let them past me, and then they don't understand what I mean, and I'm like, fine, I'm just going first. And then I feel like I'm being horrible because I've just walked in front of this older lady who just didn't understand what I was trying to say. So straight away I've managed to make myself look like a biscuit before I've even gone onto the bus. So if I've not managed to shoot myself in the face yet and somehow survived, I actually get onto the bus, amazingly. And next comes the challenge of paying the bus driver. I don't know if I have a face that annoys people or makes them angry, or a face that just makes you hate me before you've even met me, but every time I pay the bus driver money, he seems to get annoyed. Sometimes I'll have to pay £3.70 and I'll only have £3.80 in coins, and it always goes like this. No, that's not going to do. I'm going to need like 370. Have you got 370? 370. It's got to be 370. It can't be 380. Tell me you didn't get 380. I'm going to kill myself if it's 380. I don't have £3.70 in coins. I only have £3.80. Don't hate me, please. You then start to question yourself in your brain. It's an internal battle between whether you did the right thing or whether you really are this horrible person. And meanwhile, whilst you're standing there at the front of this bus, everybody's staring at you, and it feels like this internal battle is going on for ages, but it's actually only been like 2 seconds, and you feel awkward, even though you shouldn't really feel awkward at all. Then, even if you survive that internal battle, then comes the next part, where to sit. So here's a diagram I've made of where everyone sits. At the front are the older people with prams. These are people who are under the normal section. Then, in the middle, are the typical people who go to work. Again, under the normal people section. Then, at the back, are the questionable people. The questionable people are typically chavs at the back of the bus in the UK. If you're thinking, but I'm in the UK and I sit at the back of the bus sometimes and I'm not a chav, you're right, you're not a chav. You're just some normal person who's sadly been swept away to the back of the bus and has been forgotten. And every time I look at people at the back of the bus, I can just see it in their eyes. They're looking around them. They know they've made a mistake. They're scared. And it's a horrible fear when you're at the back of the bus with these questionable people. So there's a system, is basically what I'm saying. But sadly, ever since that internal battle in my brain doesn't understand that there's a system of where people sit on the bus. And I'll sit randomly anywhere. It's literally a dice roll. I could be sitting with people in the prams at the front. I could be somehow, luckily, in the middle with the normal people, and that's a result. Or, like always, I end up at the back. But sometimes when you end at the back, sometimes there's normal people as well, like I was just saying. So if 2 normal people sit next to each other at the back, it's like some sort of survival between the 2 of you, where you fight together to survive until you have to get off the bus around all of these questionable people. Now, even if I know where I'm going to sit, sadly the bus driver takes off whilst I'm walking, and everybody knows this struggle in the UK. I don't know if it's around the world, but the bus driver will start putting his foot, like putting his foot down as soon as you start getting to your seat, and then it's like holding on for dear life, and you're like a tornado where you're trying to get to your seat and it's a struggle, and then you finally make it, and you just feel a sense of justice in the world that you've managed it. You feel like a hero who's just defeated everything against all odds. You've made it. My theory is that the first person to get onto the bus is the luckiest person in the world, because nobody is there to see them trip or fall over, and they don't have to make the decision of where to sit. It's literally heaven. One day I hope to be the first person on that bus, so nobody can see me look like an idiot like I always do. So somehow, if you've managed to survive this far, you've probably got the problem I have sometimes. Well, this is more of a small problem, but whatever, I'm putting it in. So if you've managed to get to your seat, then comes the next challenge. If you're like me, you bring a semi-large bag with you, which is usually like the size of a gym bag. And the problem with this is you don't know where to put it, because you don't get much leg room or anything like that on these public buses. So I'm like, do I put the bag on the floor and then the person who sits next to me hates me because they've got no leg room? Or do I put it on the seat next to me, because then nobody can sit there and then everybody hates me? Either way, somebody is going to hate you. I typically like to mix it up and make it a bit more fun. I'll just go, screw it, I can't win, so I might as well just mix it up. I'll do a bit on the floor, next time I'll put it on the seat. Either way, I'm going to get hated, but at least I can have a bit of fun doing it. So you've survived everything before, and I don't know how you've done it, but you did it. Now comes the part where you need to get off the bus. Now, most people, or I guess some people, they like to do the rush tactic. And I'm not talking about RTS video games. I'm talking about the people who get off their chair to stand up before the bus is even stopped. They want to be the first people off the bus. Some of us have different strategies. Some of us will like, we'll just squeeze in maybe. We could maybe squeeze in here. Hey, I'll get off there. And some of us, like me, are the defeated ones who just sit there, defeated, and let everyone pass and get off the bus and then just go off at the back of the line. Whilst everyone walking past you looks down at you and just thinks, yeah, he's a sad little nerd. He ain't getting off with us guys yet. He's going at the end like a little nerd. Nerd. You've gotten off the bus and you think your bus troubles are over. You never have to experience them until another day. Well, you're wrong. If you're like me, you typically get the bus home, which everybody knows is called the afternoon bus, which basically is hell on earth. It is awful. You know the questionable people at the back of the bus during the day who you're sort of scared of? It's that times 10. I've had someone do their makeup next to me going around a roundabout, and it never works out. Sometimes I just want to put my hand on their shoulder and go, it's okay. It's just, it doesn't always have to work like this. Then they sprayed perfume, and then it hits me and I smell of perfume, and my family are asking, my friends and family are like, why do you smell of perfume? I went, some crazy lady sprayed me with it. The most uncomfortable thing I've ever had on the bus was when I was 15 years old and a drunk person sat next to me, and he kept asking me questions and talking to me, but some of the weirdest questions were, where do you live? Do you have a sister? I guess he found me attractive if I was some form of female. I don't even know. It was so awkward that a woman next to us had to stop him and ask to swap seats with me. So I don't know who you are, but thank you so much for saving me from this awkward situation. And I guess I've rambled enough about this, so I hope you've enjoyed this. I just want to say thank you guys so much for your support on the first video. I wasn't expecting anyone to like it or even see the video, so every time you guys comment or you like or subscribe, it makes me want to carry on, because it's really hard at the beginning, because you feel like no one cares about all this content you spend time making, and rightly so, because no one knows who you are yet. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it and you want to see my next week's video, or if you haven't seen my previous video, you can click the annotation at the top now. I'll see you in next week's video. Have a nice day, Dumpling, and goodbye. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, bye.